All right. So, guys, welcome. My name is Coach Cailah, and this is kind of a visual podcast. This is Nutrition and Fitness Made Simple with me, Coach Cailah. And today we have the awesome, amazing Trina Wiggins joining us. I'm going to let her give a little bit of background as to who she is and as to why she's so awesome. But I want everybody to real quick look in the corner of her screen, and I need you to see that she has a book. It's called KISS, right? And it's Keep It Simple.
Yeah, keep it short and simple for a healthy, sustainable lifestyle.
Keep it short and simple for a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. Awesome. Well, Dr. Trina, go ahead, sis. Give us a little bit of info about who you are and why you're awesome.
Well, I am a pediatrician and I am a wellness coach. I am a fitness competitor, mother, grandmother, professional speaker, and now author of the book KISS, Keep It Short and Simple for a Healthy, Sustainable Lifestyle. So my journey basically started back in 1974. Mm-hmm. And it kind of started on an unfortunate note. My dad was diagnosed with a terminal illness. I was like 13 years of age, and he was diagnosed at age 34. My mom at that point became relentless at trying to use food as medicine to help heal my dad. So I watched her juice fruits, vegetables. And back in the 70s, we grew wheatgrass in our backyard. And my mother bought a wheatgrass machine and was juicing wheatgrass. So I was, soaking all this stuff up at a young age. Mm-hmm. And my dad ended up living an additional 4 years. Wow. Which was much longer than they had thought originally. So she planted those seeds of health and wellness at me in a young age. Mm-hmm. So then fast forward, in 1976, I was a junior in high school and we had career week and I decided to work with the neurosurgeon. Mm-hmm. So I followed him, I shadowed him, even got to watch brain surgery. So I'm like, maybe I'm interested in this medical thing. Went to college, went to Stanford back in 78 and hooked up with just a wonderful African-American physician mentor, Dr. Woodrow Myers, who in fact just ran for the governor of Indiana, lost by a little bit, but just a fabulous guy who helped me navigate the pre-med medical, journey. So those were the three things that really got me going and interested in medicine. So fast forward, I get to medicine in St. Louis, Missouri. I went to Washington University School of Medicine. And I'm like, oh my God, this is really, really, really time consuming. How I'm going to work out and not let my career sabotage my health. So the first thing I decided, I bought myself a stationary bike. Okay. And I said, 20 minutes every morning before I go to class, I'm going to read my notes and ride my bike. And so that's what really kind of got me through those years. The second part of my journey is the fitness side. Mm-hmm. And that started back in 1972. So I was 11 years old and I was lacing my tennis shoes up, getting ready to go play kickball. I was a tomboy. Kickball with the kids on 63rd Street. And I'm looked out the corner of my eye. The television was on. It was the 72 Olympics. And there she was, Olga Korbut. I'm like, I saw her do this no-handed backflip on the balance beam. I was mesmerized at that point. I remember yelling to my mom, come down here, Mom, come watch this girl, come watch this. Because I had never seen it before. Mother runs down the stairs, come down, and we watched the entire Olympics that day. Wow. And I said, I want to do that. So that day, back then there was no computer. I looked in my phone book looking for a gymnastics facility in Oakland, California, and there was none. So I said, Mom, take me to the library. She took me to the library. I checked out 13 phone books. Yeah. Looking for gymnastics in my area. Found a place in Walnut Creek, California. Hooked. Started doing gymnastics, did it in high school, competed for Stanford, and just loved it. But then fast forward, 21 years later, at the age of 42, we were here in Vegas. My sister came to visit because she was looking for a venue for her wedding. And we found, we're at the Rio, and we saw the big marquee that said Miss Fitness USA.
Oh, okay.
Check it out. She challenged me at that moment. Trina, can you do this? And I've been doing it. This has been 17 years and I'm still doing it.
So gymnastics is your thing. That's kind of your, I don't want to say your claim to fame, but gymnastics is your fitness tie, right?
Yeah, that's my fitness tie. Correct.
Awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I see Cheryl D is joining us. Hey, Cheryl. I see Tamisa Sheen, and thank you, Tamisha, for letting us know that you could see us and hear us and all that good stuff. So guys, welcome to the live podcast / YouTube video, whatever, for nutrition and fitness made simple. So again, today we have Dr. Trina Wiggins joining us, and the subject for today is she's a boss, right? She's a boss lady. She's a career lady. She's a super mom, busy, super successful, amazing woman. But I mean, you can see like her collarbones from her neck to her shoulders. Sister girl is still in shape, right? She's still in shape. She's looking amazing. She is a health expert, and she is a actual, for real, outside of just health expert, she's a pediatrician, so she's been in the medical field, understands the jargon, understands all of that good stuff. And so we're going to talk a lot about, today's going to be about her journey. So we're going to talk about how she was able to be, again, a busy mom, busy career woman, and still maintain a bomb body, because a lot of times those are our issues. We always make these complaints about being too busy, about having kids, about, being focused on our career. But here we have a woman that is our woman, that is able to do all of the above and still maintain her health, her fitness, and her wellness. So again, Dr. Trina, thank you, sister girl, for joining the podcast today. And I want to chat, right? I want to see, like, tell me your fitness journey through the decades, right? So I don't know if you know, but Dr. Trina, she's not 33 like me, but she looks like it. She may look 35, right? Yeah. She looks 35. But Dr. Trina, how old are you first?
59.
59, y'all. Dr. Trina is 59 years old, right? Again, she looks 35, but sister girl is 59 years old. So I want to chat about kind of fitness through the decades, which is super interesting for me because the journey is always different depending on what year and what phase of your life that you're in. But I also want to talk about how she was successful at different times in her life, whether she was career focused, whether she was mom focused, whatever, but it doesn't matter. Like she was able to maintain her body as her health. So Dr. Trina, tell us about let's start with the 30s, right? So kind of, rewind, let's hit our 30s and say, like, why and how were you able to maintain, what were you doing, in terms of your life? And then how could we maintain a good, healthy and active body?
So starting with the 30s, I had just finished medical school. I had twins at the age of 33.
Nice.
And so, like I said, when I was in medical school and residency and internship, I would do my bike, right? 20 minutes faithfully every morning. Well, then the twins came along and that put a little bit of extra spice to the whole situation. When they were really young, I still had that bike. I remember vividly putting the bike next to my bed.
Yeah.
Putting one in the infant carrier. I had breast milk in the bottle. The other one I had on my boob, right? And I would ride the bike, breastfeeding and feeding the other child. So wow. I said, but the point of that story is you have to get it in some kind of way. Mm-hmm. And I took advantage, obviously, when they had nap time. Other things I did, my husband and I loved to hike. And we used to live in Arizona. They had some phenomenal hiking trails, Squaw Peak, Camelback. So we would take time to power walk up those trails, up the mountains. And my whole philosophy, especially when I had the twins, is to do short bursts of activity scattered throughout the day. Because no one really has the time, especially in our chaotic and busy world today, to spend an entire hour nonstop doing your activity. So I used to tell people in my practice, my prescription is 10 minutes 3 times a day, 15 minutes twice a day. and get it in. And typically what I have found is that when you do it in short bursts, you're more apt to be more intense, because you can see the end or the light at the end of the tunnel.
Uh-huh.
When you have a whole hour, I see people pacing themselves. They start off kind of sluggish and slow. Mm-hmm. So it's a mindset. So I like short bursts of activity sprinkled or scattered throughout the day.
Okay. So wow, like in your 30s, you had twins, and you gave me a picture, right? Your picture was you've got one twin on the boob, another twin on the bottle, and you're pedaling away on a bike. Like how did you what made you think of that as a mom, right? And then how did you continue that? How did you keep that habit?
Because I literally had to sit down and brainstorm. How am I going to continue being active without letting my kids or my career sabotage my health?
Wow.
But it has to be deliberate. Yeah. It was an intentional process. Another thing, talking about intentionality, is, I've had knee surgery from gymnastics, and I had one knee surgery from fitness. And I'm sitting there, how am I going to maintain my fitness when I can't walk? What am I going to do? So once again, I sat there and had some intentional thinking. I bought a rowing machine, and I said, Then I saw my kid skateboard over there. I said, So I put my bum leg on the skateboard and let it go for the ride, and I rode. So I was able to get my fitness in.
Thanks.
But it took some intentional thinking.
Right. And being creative. I run an online. So if you guys don't know, I'm an online personal trainer and nutrition coach, right? I run a company called Design Your Body Academy.
Yes.
Right. And so it's my motto and my true belief that you can truly design your body into the body that God intended for you to have. Right. And so in one of the programs that I run, it's a 12-week fitness challenge. Okay. Next program starts in January. So be looking out. But so the ladies in the program, they would often ask, okay, well, coach, I've got a knee problem or I've got an ankle problem. How can I modify this exercise to help me out? And a lot of times the answer is super simple, right? But we're not thinking about, okay, how, we're not thinking about being creative, Right. So one was, all right, one of my ladies, she had a issue with her toe, right? Where she didn't have a lot of ability to dorsiflex, right? Or plantar flex, for that matter. And so the exercise was mountain climbers. And she's just like, Coach Cailah, like, how can I do a mountain climb? Like, I need help with this. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do this. Instead of laying flat on the ground in that push-up plank position, how about we elevate? How about we put our hands on the couch? Right. And if that doesn't give you enough kind of space or flexibility in that joint, how about we put our hands on the wall and still do the same exercise? Yes. So her mind was just like, her eyes were like, wow, that makes sense, So like you're saying, a lot of times it's about being intentional, but also being creative and kind of thinking through the process yourself. Yes. Dr. Trina, I wrote down what you said because I thought it was great. I might borrow that from you. You said you have to be fit and active without letting your career or your kids sabotage your health.
Absolutely. In order to, be there for your kids 100% and be there for your career 100%, you have to take care of yourself first, and you can't let yourself go. And that's why I think it's beneficial to do things in short bursts throughout the day. And if you start with a short burst in the morning, you're more apt to continue it versus, it's even like drinking water. I have to make myself start drinking water in the morning. If I don't, and it's 2:00, I'm like, then it's less likely you'll get it in. So it's just, even if you start with 10 or 15 minutes in the morning, whatever it may be, I think that's very important.
Now, and I think those are some of the premises of your book, guys. She's got a book, Keep It Short and Simple. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Yeah. Keep it short and simple. And that sounds like some of the premises in your book. So tell me a little bit about Keep It Short and Simple.
Yeah. So even with, like I said, in the fitness portion of the book, we talk about ways that I've used to keep it short and simple.
Mm-hmm.
I love. It's a program called the 10-20-30 method.
Okay.
And you can apply that to walking, jogging, biking, rowing, whatever it is. And so for 30 seconds, you do whatever activity at a moderate pace. Then for 20 seconds, you pick it up a notch. Then for the last 10 seconds, you go to 90% capacity as fast as you can. And you repeat that cycle 5 times, take a 2-minute rest, and do it again for 5 times. That's 10 minutes right there. And by varying that intensity like that, that breaks up the monotony. And then when you look and say, oh my God, 10 minutes is done. And then say, if you do that 2 more times, you have done 30 minutes of activity that day.
Yeah.
And the American Council of Exercise, we know, recommends 150 minutes, in a week of activity. And so that's one thing. I love the 7-minute app. And it's one of the most popular apps, obviously, in over 100 countries. And why? Because it's short and simple.
Yeah.
And what I like about it, it combines cardio with strength training. So you're getting it all in once. We're so busy. It's all about how can we kill 2 birds with 1 stone? How can we get it all in? So I love it because it's 12 exercises, 30 seconds of whatever exercise, whether it's, holding a plank, wall sits, jumping jacks, and then it's 10-second rest. And if you do that, right? Or you can do it. Sometimes I do it back to back. And then I say, that's 14 minutes. If you don't have 7 to 14 minutes, something is dreadfully wrong. Right. So I love that. I love doing stairs. Now I know a lot of people have stairs in their home. That's such a wonderful piece of workout equipment. Yes. And you can put your music on, go up and down. You can do kickbacks. You can, jump from one step to the next. You can do push-ups on the stairs. I mean, it's endless. So, and I just tell people, if you have stairs at home, use them. They're just so nice. And then also I like doing dance and incorporating calisthenics. Yes. And the reason why I like that, as we age, there was a study done in New England Journal of Medicine back in 2003 that looked at a group of seniors. And they had these seniors dance for 5 years. And what they find at the end of the study, that these seniors had less dementia and less cognitive decline. So why not get the mental benefits from the dance and get the physical from the calisthenics all in one? And so I did for my 35th reunion from college, I led a workout for 5 minutes. And I incorporated the dance, we had the calisthenics, and it was just a lot of fun. So, why not try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, working on the mind, working on the physical activity.
Keep it short and simple. I love it. I love it. Because like you said, we don't always have the hour, or sometimes we can't even focus for that long, on our own health or fitness. So in your 30s, we talked about how, new mother, still in you're finished with med school, but you were practicing.
Yeah, I just finished. Yes, I'm done with medical school, right.
So now let's move into your 40s. Okay. So we're climbing up. So what was the difference between your ability to be active, your mindset towards being active and healthy between your 30s and your 40s?
Well, I always had the mindset to remain healthy. But at 42, when we went to that Miss Fitness USA competition, then my mindset changed again. Okay. Prior to that, I said, okay, I was doing enough to maintain my health, but now it's been taken to a different level. I came home after that event at the Rio. I wonder if I can still do the splits. I wonder if I can still do the cartwheel. So I'm sitting here, practicing around in my house. I kind of, hemmed and hummed for a year, but then I got serious. I started, I went to a gymnastics facility. I, start doing cartwheels and back handsprings and handstands. It was a little timid at first. I said, ooh, I'm 42. But I said, it's like riding a bike. I can, pick up this again. I had to, to come up with a speech in the evening gown, do the swimsuit part. So I finally got it together, finally started competing. And what I've noticed that I developed another purpose. Okay. I had a purpose for staying healthy, for staying fit. But now I had a different purpose. It was almost, I love to inspire others to get their fitness on and to maintain their fitness. And I found that with competing, I've inspired a lot of people. And in fact, I had a woman I met at the YMCA, and she's like, well, I'm kind of sick of doing the same old treadmill, bike. And I said, what did you used to do in high school? I said, you do anything? She goes, I used to run track. So she started competing, fast forward, in the Senior Olympics in track. So now she has another purpose, you know, and having another sport or something to do is a great tool to relieve anxiety and stress, especially during this pandemic and our chaotic world, because you go into a different zone. I love competing in fitness or doing my routine, whether it's in Seniors Got Talent or whatever it is, because it gives me another purpose.
Wow. So let's backtrack, right? So in your 40s is when you started being a fitness competitor.
Yes.
Right. That's amazing. So it's, first of all, guys, if you don't know what a fitness competitor is, if we look into the world of bodybuilding, which is the umbrella, right? You have your bikini, you have your figure, you have your physique, your classic physique, and then you have your bodybuilding, right? And then also you have your fitness. So the fitness competitors in the umbrella of bodybuilding are the ones that go on stage, they're still in their bikini or whatever else, and they do a fitness routine, something that is cool. It could be to music, you know, where you're doing something showing all of your rippling muscles, but in an athletic and very kind of smooth flowing and doing cool splits and jerks and all this kind of fun stuff, right? So you started competing in your 40s, which is amazing. Yes. And what my question to you is, I know you, just like I have heard of a lot of people in their 40s that talk about, I'm too old.
No, that is definitely not the case. You know what? I set myself on a plan. I said, okay, I want to be able to have strength in my routine, flexibility, and dance. Yeah. So I put those into different compartments, and I worked on them in small segments. Okay. Nothing that was overwhelming. I said, I'm going to relearn my back handspring. I'm going to relearn my handstands. 2 things. And how did I get to that? Every day, I would say most days, I would practice it, and it was very deliberate. I said I would have to do 5 to 10 in a row without messing up. If you mess up, you got to start over. So it was, and because my thing is, I want to compete knowing that I got this. Right. There's less room for error. So my routine consisted of me, like I said, I did dynamic stretching. Then I did my stretching for my specific moves I were doing. Then I would do those moves. Okay, that would be a session. And now here's one important thing I want to say. As you age through the decades, flexibility becomes huge. Yes. In my 20s and 30s, I could just do stretching for 5 or 10 minutes and go about my business. No, as you age, the amount of stretching time increases. Yes. And I read Tom Brady's book called The TB Method. T is in Tom, B is in Brady. And he talks about the importance of the pliability of your muscles. Okay. The pliability of your fascia. Because if you're flexible, you will less likely be injured. And let's face it, as we get older, there's more of a propensity to be injured in what you do. But if you're stretching and staying flexible, it decreases your chance of being injured. So here's one thing that I want to say. It was, I'm trying to think of the pain prevents physical activity.
Yes, that is the absolute truth.
Right? So, and guess what? Then what happens is you're not able to be consistently consistent with your training. You're like start, stop, and you never go anywhere. Right. So the key thing is you need to be able to really understand your body, can sense when it's a little more sore than usual. And if that's the case,
and adjust.
You got to adjust. You got to make modifications. Yeah. Because sometimes people go overboard. Then they're like, oh my God, I did way too much. And I just think that being in tune with your body.
Yes. Now, so when you, I want to hit on how, again, like the fact that in your 40s, you are still doing back handsprings and all this kind of crazy stuff. So what is something that you can say to someone who might be 48, right? Like to Misha shouting out like, hey, how about 48-year-olds or someone in their 40s that, may feel that, hey, exercise is too hard. I'm too old to start. Like what would you say to someone that comes to you in their 40s and says, exercise is too hard, I'm too old to start?
No, it's like I said, it's everyone has to maintain some level of fitness. I don't care. Like it's a spectrum, right? And everybody's unique, and your fitness is not mine or my sister's fitness. Yeah. But like I said, you have to start small, like the small digestible pieces. Even if you do 10 minutes of dance in the morning, as soon as you wake up, before you go grab that coffee or whatever you're going to do, grab your phone, put the 7-minute app on and do it. Right. And even if you cannot do, push-ups for 30 seconds, so what? Do 5 and then take a break and do another 5 and just build upon that. And maybe you need an accountability partner, someone who would, work out with you, even via Zoom, even, online, and someone who will hold you accountable. Yes. Like you. And yes, to hold you accountable. And that's the key thing. Small, digestible pieces and flexibility, stretching every day.
Yes.
And here's a hack. I love using a stretch out strap. Okay. And I put it in front of my TV in my living room and in my bed in my bedroom. So when you're just sitting there doing nothing, stretch.
Do something. Yes. Always do something.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Now, fast forwarding to the 50s, we went through 30s, so in your 30s, busy mom, career woman, 40s, started competing on top of being a busy mom. You had 10-year-olds now who were active in all of their sports and all of their stuff. And you're still, operating as a pediatrician. So in your 50s, right, then we really have a lot more inability to move sets in the 50s, right?
Right.
So whether it be from pain, like you said, pain prevents physical activity, like that's so true. Whether it be from pain, whether it be from just being sedentary too long in the body, almost fighting people, who want to get started. So tell me the difference between your journey in your 40s and your journey in your 50s, where you are now.
Once again, it goes back to flexibility. I remember when I was in my 40s, when I first started the fitness competitions. I could stretch for 10 to 15 minutes. That was in my 40s. Now it's 15 to 30 minutes. And I'm telling you, and one thing I've added in my 50s is when I stretch, I do it in the shower, and I do it in a hot shower. And I invested in a steam unit for my home. So what I do is I put my aromatherapy in there, and I do all my stretches. And I'm telling you, it loosens the muscles up, and it makes you get a deeper stretch. And that actually, I do that now before I work out, especially before I train my fitness routine. So if I don't have time to get in the shower and steam and stretch, I'm not doing the routine, because that just puts you too much at risk for pulling something or injury. So that's one thing I've added to my regimen is stretching in the steam shower.
In the shower. Now, you said aromatherapy. What type of oils do you use in your shower?
I love lavender, eucalyptus, clove, ginger. Yes, I have an array in there. And before I go do my routine, I get in there and I do my stretches. Then I get out of there after I've stretched in the shower or steam. I stretch dynamically. And then I do my specific static stretches for the routine. And I also love my teeter. I forgot to mention my teeter table. And because that stretches my back, my neck, my legs. It's very relaxing.
For you guys that may not know what a teeter table is, it's imagine it's a table that's kind of like I don't want to say on a teeter.
It's almost like
Yeah, you can strap your feet in and you can kind of elevate your feet where you can kind of hang down and stretch out your body, stretch out your spine, just kind of
Yes.
hang in a different position. So I think it's interesting how you focus on flexibility, right?
Yes,
So
that's I'm telling you, that's huge. That's
yeah,
key.
yeah. So
And
how does flexibility change your body? How does flexibility change or assist in your physique? Because your body is banging, and so the people want to know.
well, you know what, like I said, it helps with everyday life activities where you go
Mhm.
pick, drop, bend over to pick up something. I was at my reunion. Somebody's phone dropped. Okay. My
Uh-huh.
classmate, we're the same age. We both bend to pick it up. He gets up. Oh my God. It just allows you to do everyday things
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, people don't realize getting out of bed, brushing your teeth, just moving requires flexibility.
Right.
And as we age, with whether it's with injury, poor posture, or whatever it is, over time, that fascia gets stuck like glue-like adhesions. And
Uh-huh.
in order to you need to keep your fascia healthy if you want to be flexible, right?
Right.
So drinking enough water and stretching, and what Tom Brady recommended in his book is foam rolling.
Oh
And
yeah.
the benefits of foam rolling to help
Hmm.
some of those kinks out and help with flexibility. So I highly recommend that, and I incorporate that as well. And I like the Hyper Ice. It's a vibrating foam roller, so it's doing it's really getting those
It's
kinks
in
out
there.
with flexibility. Yes.
Guys, if you don't have a foam roller, get one. I'm trying to see. I think, yep, mine is right here.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right, you can get super expensive foam rollers, or you can get them super cheap. You can get them from Five Below, right? That's where I've got a few of mine. I have some that are more, I won't say durable, but more dense than others, and some that have knuckles that can really get into different areas of my body. But you can
Right.
do foam rolling full body. That helps move the lymph. That helps, of course, increase blood flow to the tissue.
Yes.
It increases flexibility and also injury prevention. I'm doing a
Oh,
foam rolling
yes.
program with one of my clients who had a back injury,
Yeah.
and we're really helping. Chiropractors couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
Massage therapists couldn't figure out what the issue was. But I'm just like, let's foam roll it. Let's see if that helps. So foam rolling is amazing. It's key. So now I want to get back to your exercise habits.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So tell me, kind of give me 30s. In your 30s, what were your exercise habits? In your 40s, what were the exercise habits? How did they change? How did they differ? And then same thing for 50s. So 30s, 40s, and 50s exercise habits.
Yeah. So in my 30s, like I said, we did a lot of hiking, a lot of
Uh-huh.
outdoor activities. Okay. Hiking and biking. Once I got in my 40s, we invested in some more stationary equipment, like, rowing machine, because I had my knee thing going on, stair climber, bike, elliptical. So that was that. But when I got in my 50s, I said, you know what, let's start mixing this up. And that's when I started reading the studies about the dance and how it helps with your mental.
Uh-huh.
So I started doing dancing with the calisthenics. Okay.
Okay.
Started doing the more of the 7 minute, 10 minute, 3 times a day, 15 minutes twice a day, but dance and music and calisthenics. And one thing, I have knee issues. I've had 3 knee surgeries. So some days my knees are stiffer than others. I love chair aerobics. Some days when it's really bothersome, I'll put on the Casper slide, the Cupid shuffle, and I'm working it in a chair. And I'm
Uh-huh.
adding the, push-ups, tricep dips, whatever I can do in the chair, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
keeping it moving, despite the knee. So, like, once again, being creative,
Yes.
right? And finding ways to get it in. So, like I said, the chair aerobics,
Mm-hmm.
the calisthenics and dance are key things that I've added in my 50s that kind of mixes it up, but still gives me activity.
Right. So there you go, guys. If you are in your 50s, start adding some chair aerobics. And I know there are a ton of videos on YouTube that you can look up when it comes to what different types of exercises to do. And Dr. Trina's right, like be creative. Don't just be boring, because then it becomes a chore. Then it becomes something that you have to do. When you put yourself under that restriction of what you have to do, you put yourself in a predicament where you don't really want to. And usually wants win out, especially when we're adults and we have control over our own lives, so that makes it, without exercise being fun, that makes it really hard to maintain. So you've got to find some type of thing that you can kind of dive into to really pull you into it. Now you mentioned in another conversation we had about your hook to exercise. That's what I'm going to call it, right? So transitioning through. So your hook to exercise sounds like it's always been some type of sport, right?
Yeah.
Some type of competition. So tell me, like, how does your love of competition or, sport or something, how does that really keep you motivated through the decades?
Well,
Hi,
so with sport, what I found, even over the past 10 years or so, is it inspires others. And to me, that's huge. Whether I'm inspiring my pediatric patients to get into sport and be fit, to their parents, to people I've met at competitions or at the gym, they'll say, well, by God, if you're 50 something, I can definitely do something at my age. So just inspiring and motivating others to get up and to do something, that to me, it just makes me smile. Right. If I can get somebody else to get up and to become fit and to let them realize that age is not an age thing. It's not a number thing.
Yes.
And that they're fully capable. They just got to find that sport. And I tell them, look, reach back into the past. Find that thing that made you want to move your body irresistibly. I don't care if you were a cheerleader. I don't care if you played tetherball on the field. Find something that really got you going and see if you can reignite that passion. Look on YouTube and look in different things. And I'm telling you, it's getting in your zone is wonderful. Mm-hmm. When I go in my garage and I know it's the day to train my routine, because I do a Tina Turner routine. That's awesome. And it's great because it's almost like dressing up. I have the costume and it's just, you're getting in the mindset and then you're being active and healthy. So how fun is that? So, and now I'm doing a tribute to Prince and, and it's just fun. I found all this cool stuff to use for props. So it makes it fun. And it's all about having fun at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. I love your tie-in. Like, I love how you said, go back into your youth. The thing that made you want to move when you were a kid, that's the thing that you can kind of use as an anchor, use as a starting point or a platform to get in this health and fitness. I remember back when I was at Rock Solid Fitness in Baltimore, I would train a lady. She was 74 at the time, right? And when we started training, couldn't stand up straight, sideways, head kind of forward, not able to really be mobile. And of course, through massage, through foam rolling, through our exercise and stretching, she would start to straighten up a little bit. And it was great, and then we got to the point where, all right, now we're instead of on the bike, now we're walking, now we're walking with the bounce, and then now we got a little bitty jog in there. So we would always add and add and add. And again, sis was 74 years old, right? Yes. And then when we hit, her 75th birthday, what we did is I gave her a jump rope.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I know, right? I gave the 74-year-old woman a jump rope, and sis started jumping rope. She did 12 in a row. I will never forget it.
Wow. That's impressive.
She did 12 jump ropes in a row. And then when she stopped, she was just like, I haven't jumped rope since I was a little girl.
Yes. Right.
And it was something that she really loved, something that she really enjoyed as a kid. And I think that's important, being able to find the thing that we used to love to do, whether it was playing soccer or tetherball, like you said, or hopscotch, finding that thing that we can keep going. I've got some of my guys, they love jump rope, they don't really like the running portion of things. So their cardio is a jump rope workout, So, and I think things like that really help people to become consistent, right?
Yes.
Whether it's playing basketball.
Yes.
Get started, do something, move more, stretch first, and then move more.
Exactly. And one thing I failed to mention, what I've added in my 50s are rejuvenation tools. We talked about the foam roller, but then I also like that I have the Hypervolt, Hyper Ice Hypervolt massager. There's also a Theragun. Keep a tennis ball in my car, in my house. So if I have a little kink in my back, I put that ball on the back of the car seat, and they're like, "What?" People look at, what is she doing? So having a tennis ball, access to that, one of those bed buddies.
That what's that?
You can put it in the microwave, and it just warms up. And so I have a shiatsu, that little back. It's like a little vibrator, but it feels like hands are really
okay.
So
like
just
balls,
right. Exactly. What else do I use? Tons of Ziploc bags so I can ice if I need to. I do Epsom salt baths a lot. They have a great one with turmeric, because we know turmeric is anti-inflammatory.
Wow.
There's a turmeric Epsom salt. And also, I don't know if you noticed the commercial on TV with Debbie Allen, the dancer, she's advertising for Voltaren. It's a topical anti-inflammatory. When I went to visit my son, when he played basketball in Finland, it was over the counter, but it wasn't over the counter here, it was a prescription. But now it's over the counter here.
Wow.
So I just saw it on advertising like 2 months ago. So, and then obviously turmeric and ginger, great anti-inflammatory. So those are things that I've added in my 50s that help the recovery time, speed it up.
Yes.
Because as we age, the recovery time from an injury or some type of soreness, it gets a little bit longer. So those are some of the things that I use to help combat that.
So when getting into recovery, because this is great, right? We talked about how to prepare for exercise. You said you wouldn't even work out in your 50s before your steam shower and stretching in the shower, and then getting out in the shower, doing your thing, and then doing some dynamic stretching, and then you start your routine. So you stretch twice.
Yes.
Static first, dynamic second, and then you start your exercise routine, right? Now let's take it to after the exercise routine. Tell me, how do you cool down, and then what are the recovery tools that you put in place after your exercise session?
So after training, doing my training, I walk in my backyard, and I love it because I'm getting some vitamin D. I'm getting out of the house, especially during this sheltering in. And again, my mind time to clear if I want to meditate, but walking, getting some vitamin D and clearing my thoughts. So I do that. And like I said, in front of the television, I'll put my stretch out strap in front of there and just, sit and kind of chill and do the stretch out strap. And that's basically it. So mainly
Trina,
walking.
tell people what the stretch out strap is, if they might not know.
So it is in fact, I have it right here. So I'm gonna grab it.
We're going to get an inside view, guys.
Here we go. So here's my stretch out strap, and you can see it has these openings here all the way down, right? So I have one of these in my bedroom and one of these in my living room. And the nice thing about this comes with extensive instructions. Okay, so it'll tell you every muscle that you're stretching. I mean, it's a little book. And if you want to, whatever muscle you want to stretch, it shows you how to do it, and it tells you how to do it. Because oftentimes you go like, what am I going to do with this? But the instructions are very thorough. Wow. So this is called the stretch out strap.
Okay, nice. Well, guys, I'm gonna find a link and I'll post it for you, where you might be able to find the stretch out
It's on
strap on
Amazon.
Amazon or something. Yep. So I'll find the link and I'll put it in the description of this video on both the podcast and on the YouTube channel, because I think that's amazing. Usually, I've only seen those in physical therapy situations.
Yeah,
But it's amazing that you use it because it is your physical therapy. It's therapeutic. It's helping your body to rejuvenate and increase its longevity.
exactly. And that's what it's all about.
I love it. So lastly, I want to wrap up by talking about your motivation, right?
Yes.
So, you've been exercising, at least steadily not steadily, but as in intentionally from your
Yes.
20s. You've always been active,
Right.
so we hit 20s, then we hit 30s, 40s and 50s, and now you're 59, getting ready to hit the 60, right? You're still young, maybe just
Yes,
now touching the prime.
exactly.
Maybe just touching the prime of your life, but let's talk about motivation, because a lot of people struggle with motivation. Some people, they might not be able to get up earlier in the morning, and exercise. They might not be able to have the one kid on the bottle, one kid on the move,
Right.
and then, hit the bicycle like you were able to do. Like, so, or even now, they might not be able to, or not that they physically lack the ability, but there might be something missing, in their mental state that can share with them that they can do it. So how would you motivate someone to live an active lifestyle to increase their longevity and quality of life?
Right. Well, for me, my motivation, I started putting pictures of myself from my competitions in my house, in my workout room, in my bedroom, places I strategically walk by. And as a reminder, this is who I want to be. This is who I am. Yeah. I also put affirmations. I mean, I'm the queen of affirmations. My kids, when they're in their room, if they didn't have 20 affirmations posted on their walls, they didn't have any. It's all about visualization, seeing it. Like, I love the one in my book, and I also have it on my wall. It seems impossible until it's done, by Nelson Mandela. Wow. And to me, that's huge, because we're always starting projects, or trying a new trick. And then when you get the trick, you guys, God, before it was done, it seemed impossible, right? Yes. But you did it. Then also, I like one by Maya Angelou. It says, I am not competing with anyone other than myself. I want to be excellent at whatever I do. So don't compare yourself to Jane's fitness, to Susan's fitness. This is you. You're a unique individual, and everyone has their own level of fitness. So to keep that in mind. And one last quote I like is, failure isn't fatal, but failure to change might be. And that was by Coach John Wooden. So to me,
say that one again. I like that.
Failure isn't fatal, but failure to change might be. Yeah. So those are the three. And I put these affirmations up on the wall, and then, obviously finding a sport, because that will give you additional purpose. We all want to be healthy, but what about an additional purpose in life to inspire others, to get you in a different zone and get you out of the monotony of just doing the same thing over. Maybe being, once this pandemic is over, if you're in a team sport, that camaraderie with the team, and then also just the mental effects it has from dealing with stress, worry, and just this chaotic world. It's like an escape. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's beneficial.
So I've just been posting some of your links. Guys, please follow Dr. Trina Wiggins. You see her IG is on there, her Facebook, as well as her website. And I put the link to her book. Okay. So check out Dr. Trina Wiggins. She is an author. She is a existing fitness competitor, right? And then she's just freaking awesome at life. So Dr. Trina, give me one more wrap up, right? So for you being a busy mom, a busy career woman.
Yes.
What is the biggest trick or key or thing for you in maintaining the bomb, amazing, beautiful body that you have?
Do something every day. Some days I don't have as much time as other days, but I do something, even if it's 10 minutes. And if you start in the morning, you're more likely to finish. But if you don't start, you're less likely to finish. And that's why I think it's important. Once again, I want to reiterate this, but it's about keeping it short and simple for a healthy. Key thing is sustainability. A lot of people start, stop on this roller coaster, and then they end up in square one and got to start over again. If you do a little bit every day and do short bursts, like interval training, it's almost like tricking the mind. When you tell the mind, you've just got off work, it's been an 8 to 10 hour day. Oh, I got to get my stuff, go to the gym. All the equipment is full. Hour at the gym. That's a drudgery to a lot of people.
Right.
But if you say, okay, I'm gonna get up, I still got my pajamas on because I work out in my pajamas a lot. Oh, I'm gonna go run in here. I'm gonna get in the mirror with my pajamas on, and I'm gonna turn on the Casper slide and the Cupid shuffle. And when it says one hop this time, I'm doing jumping jacks. I'm not just hopping. When it says how low can you go, I'm on the floor doing push-ups or tricep dips.
Nice.
Right? So and everyone knows how to do those dances. Right? You go, you do and then when the Cupid shuffle, when it says now kick, I'm doing crunches, alternate elbow to knee, or I'm doing boxing moves. So you just amp up the intensity, use your creativity. And that way, when I've done that, I use the extended version. So when I'm done doing the Cupid and the Casper, that's almost 15 minutes. And that's right when I roll out of bed.
I love it. Like, that's amazing. You've dropped so much knowledge. You've dropped some amazing gems. And some of the things that really struck a tone with me were how to keep it simple. Whether some people simple, they might think, okay, I need to work out only 3 days a week for a whole hour, and that's simple, but sometimes we need to break it down a little bit smaller than that, do something every single day, right? And a huge way to start your day off as being successful is to start your day by doing some kind of exercise. A lot of times I'll tell my clients, get up in the morning, roll out of your bed, hit a few push-ups, sit-ups, and squats, and you've already started your day successfully, right?
Absolutely.
It'll take you 2 minutes. I'm becoming a fan of this 2-minute rule I've had in my head, or something where you can slide in something short and fast and simple, to really start your day. So guys, always start your day with exercise, with activity, with movement. Stretch more than what you think is necessary because your body will thank you later. Have a set routine for how you warm up, do your exercise, go hard, do as much as you can. If some days you can do more than others, great. Keep that. That's amazing. Keep going, and then when you cool down, get a long extended cool down, stretch, foam roll, get some straps that I'll post for you later, use a tennis ball, whatever it is, right? Be active. And don't forget, this is probably the most important thing for me, is that it doesn't matter your age.
Yes.
It does not matter. Dr. Trina Wiggins is 59 years old. I am 32, going on 33, and her body looks better than mine. Just going to throw that out there, right? Just saying. So it doesn't matter your age. It's never too late. Again, I had a 74, 75-year-old client doing jumping jacks, right? Yes. Yeah, she had knee surgery. Yeah, she had back problems. Yeah, she had all these things, but we worked our way up one step at a time, one day at a time. Yes. So I really want to motivate all of you to go. Get started, do, and find that thing when you were a kid that you enjoyed to do that moved your body. Start there if you're looking for somewhere to start, right? So Dr. Trina, thank you so much again for joining us here on Nutrition and Fitness Made Simple with Coach Cailah. Well, guys, thanks for listening to the song of my heart for today. And don't forget, if you need help, seek it. Matthew 7:7 says, ask and it shall be given unto you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. I'm here for you, your health, your fitness, your motivational needs. And if you need help, just ask. Google will only get you so far.
Right.
So family, I'm all out of content for the day. And again, I hope you not only enjoyed this episode, but that you can put this information into practice. Thanks for listening to Nutrition and Fitness Made Simple with me, your girl, Coach Cailah. Do me a huge favor, share this video, like it, love it, all that good stuff, and subscribe to me on the podcast. Is located everywhere from Google to iTunes to Spotify to iHeartRadio, whatever. Same thing. Subscribe to me on YouTube, share this video, and thank you so much for listening, supporting, and downloading Nutrition and Fitness Made Simple with me, Coach Cailah. Thanks so much, guys. And always design your body.